Apparently, you had heat with Jerry Only or something from the Misfits. Do you still have heat with that person?
Probably. Yeah, at that time, Jerry was very much into being a rock star, and God bless him for it. I mean, he is. He is. I mean, if you're a fan of that stuff, I mean, I'm a big Sex Pistols fan, and Jerry Only was there the night that Sid Vicious died. He was at that party. I mean, Jerry Only's like in the world of punk rock. There's not a lot of people left with the status that Jerry Only has. But in WCW, Jerry Only, I mean, he just got on everybody's nerves. And I was more tight with Doyle, his brother, guitar player, and then Michael Graves, the singer, and Dr. Chud, the drummer. We became a unit. And the whole idea originally was for us to play live with me playing with the Misfits. And then I would go to the ring. I said, no one's ever really done that before. And the Misfits are such an iconic urban legend. You know, they're having this resurgence and it goes with the gimmick. I said, this would be fucking great. And Jerry Only would call the office and say he wanted to be a wrestler. He had no interest in doing that. He wanted to be a wrestler. So we tried that for a little bit. And then it got to the point, you know, where he didn't understand wrestling dressing room culture. It's not rock and roll dressing room culture. It's a whole other world. And there's guys in there, you know, Steve Dr. Death Williams and, you know, Mike Rotunda and, you know, guys like that. And Jerry would be telling Steve Williams certain things. Dr. Death, rest in peace, is not the guy to do that with. And, you know, you guys would be going to the bathroom and Jerry would come in and bear hug them from behind. And he's always hugging dudes. And it kind of got to the point where, like, Vamp, you got to talk to this fucking guy because, you know, someone's going to kill him. And I was like, I've tried to tell him, man. I've tried to tell this fucking guy. And he wouldn't stop. And he would, you know, he would start to call Dusty Rhodes and he would call J.J. Dillon. And the office would call me and we're like, what the fuck is this guy calling us so much for? Us? I don't know. I don't know. And they gave him a match with Steve Williams. And Steve beat him up pretty bad in the cage, you know. And then some other stuff happened behind the scenes, you know, with Doyle and Macho Man's wife and other kind of shit. And I was like, you fucking guys are going to get me killed. What are you doing? So it kind of imploded. I've got no heat with anybody. It is rock and roll. That's the way things go. You know what I'm saying? That's just life. But I wasn't involved. But the beef with Jerry Only is because when that fell through, it was Vampiro's fault that they got kicked off the Ozfest and all these other things fell through. And then the band kind of stopped talking to each other. And it's like, I had nothing to do with that shit. You know what I mean? They had turmoil before they even got to WCW. But still, it was pretty fucking cool to be on TV with the Misfits. You know what I'm saying?